So I'm Andrea DeLong-Amaya, and I'm the Director of Horticulture at the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. We've been getting a lot of questions about how the weather is going to be impacting the wildflowers this spring. It's getting cold. Tonight is predicted to possibly be the coldest that we've had in the last 2 years. Because we've had a little bit early season this year with the bluebonnets and other wildflowers, we've had a warm winter, which has prompted these wildflowers to grow a little bit earlier and bloom a little bit earlier than average. Since we've had all this new tender growth, how is the weather tonight going to affect those flowers? We'll have to wait and see. Generally speaking, if you have temperatures that are in the upper or even into the mid-20s, bluebonnets just respond and they just tolerate it and don't really have much of a problem with that. Start getting a bit colder into the low 20s or even into the teens, we might see some singeing where we have some actual damage. In that case, I've seen it before where the flower tips might freeze back and they'll wilt and just kind of wither away, but then the plant just grows new leaves and flowers. So I'm not expecting a whole total bust, but we'll see how cold it really gets.
The main question that we're going to get is for seeing these beautiful flowers in bloom later in the year, for pictures, everything else.
The timing.
The timing. What can you kind of, you can't perfectly guess it, but do you have an idea of this, if this might affect the timing of those blooms?
Yeah, so this cold weather is definitely going to delay things a little bit. When we had all that sunny, warm weather a couple weeks ago, it sped things up, but now that we've had cold, gray, rainy weather, particularly the cold, it will slow things down a little bit. It's hard to predict exactly now when the peak bluebonnet flowering will be. Earlier I was suggesting that maybe end of March, early April, and it really just depends on how long this cold snap lasts. If we're predicted to get more warm weather at the end of the week, and if that continues, things will pick up again. So it really is just going to depend a lot on how cold or how warm it gets after this. But if we do get some frost damage, the plants will have to take a little bit of time to recover from that in order to start seeing new flowers again.
And it's the word wildflowers. I mean, they're in the wild. They're dealing with nature, and that's kind of what they're made for, if I'm not mistaken. I'm speaking out of my opinion, right?
Yeah,
So they are resilient, correct?
Absolutely.
In the way to handle.
This isn't the first time this has happened
exactly.
to bluebonnets.
So,
and they still persist. So yeah, I'm not expecting there's not going to be any catastrophic, apocalypse with the bluebonnets.